Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Jacob. In this video I want to talk to you about how to deal with the ebbs and flows in your online business. The ups, the downs. You're going to have awesome weeks. You might have quieter weeks from a sales perspective. It can go beyond sales too, in terms of you can feel like you're in the content zone, or you may not feel like you're in the content zone. But let's keep this one more from a sales perspective. You're going to have bigger weeks and you're going to have smaller weeks, right? And there's two ways that you can react to this, and that's what I want to talk about with you in today's video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like if you get any value from it, click the bell icon so you get notified whenever I drop a new video. Check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator. There's a link in the description if you want to get into high ticket affiliate marketing and work with me and my team. But in this one, as I said, there's two ways you can deal with this. You're going to have good weeks and you're going to have not so good weeks, right? There's going to be weeks where you're going to sell a ton of stuff, and then for no reason in particular, it might just get quieter the next week. You could be doing all the same things. You could have all the same traffic stats, but it can just get quieter. Sales can dip down. Maybe people aren't taking your upsells as much. You're earning more of a smaller sale, like less of bigger ticket sales, whatever, right? And depending on how you've structured your business too, there can be different variables for this. It can be some mindset blockages that you might be having, which are impacting how you're selling. If you're dealing with people one-to-one, maybe your content's not on point for that week, and people just aren't resonating with it. Which if you do a lot of content marketing that drives your sales, there could be a multitude of reasons, right? But that's not really what matters. What does matter is how you react to it, okay? Now, if you've been at a certain level and things have dipped down for a short period of time, what you don't want to do is massively overreact and change everything. Change your product, change your sales process, change your platform, your content strategy, go into a new business model, just completely overhaul the whole thing because you've had a quiet week, or even a couple of weeks or a month, right? Like, it happens. This week was a little bit quieter in our course sales, but that doesn't mean I stopped selling the course, right? Like, it doesn't mean I go into e-commerce or go start an agency because we had a quieter week in course sales. That's not how you react to it, right? What you need to do is, in my opinion, two things. You keep showing up first and foremost, right? You keep showing up for your people, for your audience. You keep delivering value. You keep asking the sales question over and over and over again. You keep producing your content. You keep doing your lives. You keep writing your blog posts. You keep talking to people if that's what you're doing, right? You keep crafting new ads. Whatever your thing is, you keep doing that, right? Because if you stop the input that generates the output, because you have a dip in an output for a certain week, right, then that's going to have a flow-on effect down the track as well. So the first thing is keep showing up, right? The second thing is simplify. If you find that this dip might coincide with you trying to do too many things or take on too many things, then look at where you can, trim the fat, so to speak, and simplify things down to generating traffic and converting traffic, right? Getting in front of people, producing your content, running your ads, and converting people into buyers. Simplify everything back down to that and focus on that. And what you're going to find is, obviously, your sales process is a byproduct of the input, which is typically going to be your content or your ads. So really what you're distilling it down to is point number one that I mentioned, which is consistently showing up and not changing what's worked for you in the past because you've had a quiet week or a quiet month. It's Saturday morning here in Australia as I'm filming this, and last night, Friday night, my football team played. If you watch any of my videos, you see a bunch of footy stuff in the background, bunch of merchandise and stuff like that. they, coming into the season, so this was the third game, coming into the season, there was a lot of media hype around how good of a year they were going to have. They had some great off-season recruits. They had a good finish to last year until their last game where it kind of went off the rails a little bit, but there was a lot of hype and anticipation around them. Their first 2 games, absolutely awful, absolute crap. They lost by an average of 40-something points, which is pretty big, even for Australian football. And what they weren't doing was going back to the stuff that made them a good team in the first place, right? They weren't going back to those fundamental things that had worked for them. And then last night, Friday night, I was here with my granddad, who's he's 89, and he lives a couple of streets that way. And he got me into footy from when I was a little kid, and we were sitting watching the game. We got some pizza, and we were watching the footy, and they won their first game for the year, and it wasn't pretty. It was not skillful in any way, but they scrapped it out. They went back to the fundamentals and the basics of what made them a really good team, which was winning a lot of contested football. Right? They were never a particularly flashy team. When they got moving, things worked really well for them, but it was all off the back of, just tackling hard and playing tough footy. And they just weren't doing that in the first 2 games. And so they didn't go and, sack the entire team and sack all the coaches and change everything off the back of 2 losses, right? Even with all this hype and expectation. They went back to what made them a good team originally, the basics. They showed up again, and they went back to those fundamentals that worked for them, and they got the win. Okay. Now look, maybe it wouldn't have happened last night, and they would have had to do it again and again and again, because sometimes it takes you showing up again consistently for a longer period of time for it to click again. But it will click, right? It will click into gear. As I said, it could be multiple factors that are causing a dip, but by changing things massively and going away from what has worked for you and what you've seen building for you in the right direction, even if there's a little blip on the radar, little things just slow down for a little while, massively changing everything's not going to fix it. Go back to the fundamentals, which for people in our space is providing value to their audience, and still asking the sales question, still giving people a call to action, still showing up for that sales conversation, right? Don't shy away from the sales question when things get a little bit quieter. I've seen some people do this. You got to keep showing up, keep providing the value, and keep consistently pushing your product. Okay, so if you have those periods where things get a little bit quieter, where the sales dip, or maybe you have those first few breakthroughs and then you go through a dry spell, right? You've got to go back to those fundamentals that got you the breakthroughs initially and keep doing more of that, and it will come back. It will come back, and then you leverage that momentum and you roll that forward, and you'll see another thing, and then you'll probably have another quiet period. It's just how it goes. It's how it goes. And this happens at every level, and they're the 2 ways you can react to it, right? You can throw the toys out of the cot, or whatever the expression is, and that's going to have way bigger ramifications, or you can keep showing up, keep delivering your value, keep asking the sales question, and keep selling your stuff, and eventually the needle will swing back the other way, and you'll be flying again. Okay, so keep this in mind when you have those down days, weeks, months. They're your 2 ways to deal with it, and really there's only one of them that works. Okay, so keep this in mind, and it'll serve you really, really, really well. Be sure to check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator. I work with people who are wanting to get started in affiliate marketing, or maybe have gotten started, they're not getting the results that they want, or maybe they've got some results and they want to take them to another level. If you don't know who I am, I've been doing affiliate marketing for about 3 years. I've won the ClickFunnels Dream Car. I've won a 6-figure contest with a company called Legendary Marketer. I've done the launches. And if you've got any interest in high-ticket affiliate marketing in particular, my team and I can definitely help you. So check out the Super Affiliate Accelerator. There's a link in the description. If you haven't been on my channel before, go check out some of the content. You'll find it's probably a little bit different to some of the other stuff you've seen in the affiliate marketing space. I've got a bit of a different approach to how I go about doing things, so you can check that out and see if you like it or not. That's up to you. But yeah, check out the Accelerator program, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell icon, click the bell icon so you get notified whenever I drop any new videos. Give the video a like, and keep this one in mind because it will happen, and how you deal with it is going to be everything. I'll talk to you in the next video. Cheers.